What's up and welcome to the Indie Credible Podcast, Season 2, Episode 12, a weekly podcast. We get together and chat about the world of indie gaming. We go through all the indie games we've been playing, we go through the latest indie game news, and we cover a main topic. This week's main topic is going to be all based around next-gen consoles and us guessing a couple of figures or dates around those consoles, but we'll get more on that at the end of the show. I'm Lewis. You can find me out. What's up, Woody? I've gone that really quickly.
Well done.
With me as always is Tom. Well, not always, because he's not been here the last 4 weeks. He was not grounded anymore.
Yeah, Mrs. has let him out.
Yep. You can find Tom at where?
Right here.
Right here.
That's it.
Yeah.
I am at Shriek and Profit, but don't bother.
No.
Honestly.
And you can find Dan at the Dice Bear. Just type the
That's
Dice Bear
me.
anywhere and it comes up.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the Indie Credible Podcast. I kind of rattled straight into our names there. I don't know why. I was on edge. I don't know why.
Why were you on edge?
I don't know.
Maybe am I thrown off the balance because it's
Of
been so long
glory.
since I've been in a podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, could be.
But no, this is the Indie Credible Podcast, a weekly show where we do chat indie games. We are available in video form and audio form. If you are watching us, then congratulations, you found us on YouTube. You guys deserve a certificate. It is in the post. The benefit of watching us on YouTube is the fact that you get to see all the indie game trailers play behind us on our lovely brand spanking new TV. And it's always brand new because it's not real. So you can watch it on the TV so you can see us what we're talking about. If you're listening to us, then thank you for finding us on podcast services. We are available on Spotify now.
Hey.
And if you do want to hear or see more of a game we're talking about, make sure you head over to youtube.com/IndieCredible and you can timestamp or move to that part of the video or that part of the podcast to find out the game we're talking about. Because we try to explain it, but sometimes we get overly excited and don't actually explain it very well.
Yeah.
But yes, we've already done how the week's been, guys, because that's for our patrons. So
Yep.
also find us on
You
Patreon.
don't get to know.
For that $1.
Yeah,
You get to
$1
find
a
out how
month.
we've been.
And also there is a new Patreon tier.
Is
There
it?
is a
tier?
new tier because I felt so bad. We have two patrons, Brian and Trev, who have been our patrons. Brian's been a patron for the longest. Trev's not too far behind. Brian has been our patron for 2 years next month.
Oh my god.
And
Wow.
Trev's been our patron for 15
Get
months.
a life.
And they both give more than is asked of them.
Yes.
And I thought it was time to give something back.
Okay.
So we're all going to put a sample in a test tube. No.
I'll solve that.
We're not doing that. So $10 a month now. This is a bargain. I have worked it out to see if it was going to make us bankrupt, but it's not. It's cool. I've done it with Sarah. She's crunched the numbers.
I was about to say, I haven't seen anything to do with this, mate. so-
What's going on?
$10 a month
Yeah.
gets you at Christmas time or November time. You'll be sent the Indie Credible Box of Love, which will be
Oh god.
Is it
this-
samples?
It is samples.
a T-shirt
But
from
they're not in
that
shoes. They're in a car. You just
season's
spum into a cardboard box.
A t-shirt.
a T-shirt from that season's podcast.
Right.
Well, the one
And-
that we wore on an episode.
Yep, no, an actual T-shirt has been designed based on something that happened that season or some kind of meme that comes out from that season.
Sounds good.
And an enamel
Meme.
badge. Enamel badges are ordered for this season already.
What are they?
Well,
the badges
the
that are
badges.
enamel.
The first ones are just the Incredible
Intriguing.
logos.
Tell me more.
Yeah, the first ones are just the Incredible logos. I just wanted to see. I
interesting.
basically wanted to see what this supply was like before I started going
Okay.
crazy with it. So yeah, that's what you get. $10 a month. You get all the other stuff, but November every year you'll be sent a T-shirt and a pin, as well as some stickers and other posters, bits and bobs that we picked up from shows.
And if we're posting it to you, we might throw other crap in there just for a laugh.
Yeah.
Almost definitely.
Oh, we definitely will.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely will.
Personalised crap. Brian will probably get it around Christmas time.
Probably.
'Cause
Yeah.
He's in Canada.
Or
Yeah.
France, where he is.
Canadian or France?
Yeah, but basically the same
Geography, strong point of all PE
Basically the
teachers.
same
Ah, they're
place.
next to each other, aren't they? You know?
place. Should we rattle on with games we've been playing this
I'm looking forward to this one.
month
because we haven't
for
had
you?
Tom
Right.
here.
this week for you
Yeah.
and this week for me? It's been a manic week for me, so I'm happy to go whenever. But
I will go first, mostly because I need to just say,
Yeah.
I know I've played several indie games. Can't remember fucking any of them.
Well,
That
we
good.
were
It's
at
been,
Res.
it's been ages. No,
Yeah.
not even Res. At home.
Okay.
I've played several, but couldn't tell you what they were because
Well,
I've been on so few podcasts, which is where I like try
yeah,
and talk about them, and then I remember.
you got a big game to talk about next week that we can both talk about.
Which is...
Close to the Sun.
yes, of
The
course.
keys
yeah.
come through safe. Close to the Sun. I was going to give the key.
He's not going to be talking about it all. He hasn't got a fucking clue.
Well, I was going to be giving.
It's just, I don't know how I get it. I get here.
I
Every
was
week,
going to
you know?
pass you the key because it's PC key.
Yeah.
But then
Fuck
Tom
you.
told me today he's getting a PC tomorrow.
That's right.
It's all right.
And I know he's the one that wants
he wants
it.
that
Yeah.
game.
I'm doing it because I'm reviewing it. They basically said you can only have the keys if you get a review out very close to launch.
Okay.
When's launch?
2nd of May. So
Oh, it is,
considering I'm away as well, it's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Late night tonight. a bit tomorrow, and then probably won't sleep Wednesday night.
That's all right.
Yeah,
It'll just be an
fine.
IGN review.
Yeah, that's it. I will. Can I just say something very funny?
Go on,
Very
go
funny.
on.
So I watched the spoiler-free IGN Endgame review.
Okay,
And
yeah.
I'm not going to go anywhere near spoilers. Just want to say, and they gave it
I was
9.5,
so- I
and they
don't know what
marked
to
it
shout at
down
them.
Yeah.
on one thing. And I watched it. I saw the film today, and I was almost laughing to myself about it. So they marked it down because they thought it was an overuse of CGI action, and I was like, "I'm sorry, but the scene they're on about." The big,
Whoa!
yeah.
I have not seen
No.
it.
Yeah,
So let's just fucking
that
calm
is
down, boys.
insane that they would say that.
And I'm like, "What?
Do you want to do it practically?
Yeah, do you want practical? How does it work?" Like, I was like, "What?"
Well, you go to space.
So
I'm assuming.
yeah,
Right, and then you
we're annoyed they didn't get in touch with Elon Musk and get up in space
You
themselves.
get up there, you know.
Yeah,
Fucking film it.
absolute bonkers. But a complete tangent. No, completely lost what I
That
was
is not a
chatting-
perfect film,
chatting
I
about.
will say.
No, I don't think it's
What,
perfect.
Elon Musk?
Yeah.
Well, no, yeah.
I haven't seen
That
that
is a
one either.
perfect film. So you haven't played much, but you're going to be playing Close to the Sun
Yes,
next week.
I will say one that I do remember playing
Mm.
is My Time in Portia.
My time at Porsche, yeah.
Is it
Not in.
Portia or Portia?
Porsche. Americans are saying Portia.
I was saying
English
Porsche.
are saying Porsche.
You told me to say Portia.
It's because I listened to a podcast that's American,
they're like,
and
Portia,
every
Portia.
video I've seen now from an American, it said Portia or Portia,
Portia.
but then any English person said Porsche.
Yeah, I always read it as Portia.
Yeah, I think it's
I don't
Porsche.
know. It all
But
depends
anyway,
on what language it is. But
How
let's
long,
go with
so how far
Porsche.
you put into it?
I think I put maybe like 4 hours into it, and then I got so bored.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking to you about.
I don't think it's the game's fault. I think that's my fault because I don't like that kind of game. It's
Well,
far too.
Grindy at the start.
Yeah, and it's like really restrictive. I mean, I said to you, it feels like a restrictive Minecraft to me, and as someone who grew up on Minecraft, basically, it's like that's simpler, more.
Yeah, no, you're
way
completely
more
right.
freedom involved in what you can make, basically.
Yeah.
But it was I know it was tutorial, but it was like a lot of like, right, now you've got to build this. And I was like, okay, cool. It's like, so go to your book and then look at that, and I was like, okay, so I need that. And so I go to build this material, but you need to build one of these before you can get that material. And I was like, okay,
So that's the biggest complaint people are having.
Yeah, it's like every time you go to do something, it's like, you got to do this first. Every single time. And I was like, fucking hell.
Because people are complaining because a lot of people come from Stardew Valley to this.
Right.
And Stardew Valley's crafting is super simple. It's like,
Which is what I prefer.
Make a shed. You need 10 wood, 5 apples, a bit of glue, and some honey.
Yeah.
And it's like doesn't make any sense. But this is you're going to make a car. You need seats. You need springs for those seats. You need wheels. You need to make the chassis frame first before we can then
And to
make
do all
the
that,
car.
you need to make several different kinds of specialised machinery that can make these things.
Yeah, so
and they all need things that power them, and you need to make parts for those first. And it's like, Christ.
So this is what I was trying to.
Yeah, there's a point it gets too much.
This is what I
and
said
you're
in the
just like,
review.
fuck it.
This is exactly what I said. I was like, I can't play anymore.
It's
I
what
was really trying for you.
Literally what I said in
Yeah.
the review was this game is the classic case of the first 10 hours are very repetitive because you need to make your workshop a viable workshop. And then after that, all of a sudden,
I'm
It
sure it's
doesn't
breezy
sound like
once you made
that's
it all.
repetitive. It sounds like it's overly
Monotonous.
convoluted.
It's monotonous.
It's got way too much shit in the background you've got to do before you can do the basic one.
I mean,
I want to make a tyre. Why do I need machines upon machines to make a tyre?
no.
Just let me
So basically, to
fucking
make a tyre, you need.
I'm being flippant there with it, but you've got to.
But
take
yeah,
it.
so what you said, to make a tyre, you, for example, you need a skeever, I think, for the rubber, and you need a grinder for the metal part in the tyre.
Yeah.
So basically, it's like it would be in real life. You're making parts to put
Which is
components
not
together.
what I want.
And so people are really divided on it. I've seen a few videos around it. People who come directly from Stardew Valley are down on it because they're like, I just want really simple crafting.
Well, I mean,
But then I'm really up on it because I'm like, no, I like the fact that it gives that. It is another grind.
Well,
okay, I need this amount of wood, but this ironwood can only be found on this island.
Yeah.
I need to go over to this island to chop
It's
these trees
so
down
not
to get
for
back
me,
to
that
store
game.
these, and it is
it's
very
made
much
for Lewis. It's not made for Tom.
it's a game that, like I said, 100 hours in, you'll still be doing stuff.
Yeah, well, it's I mean,
I'd still be sitting there going, I just wanted to make a fucking swing.
exactly.
I'm 100 hours in, and I just wanted to make a swing, but now I've got to build this jackhammer to smash down this
Exactly,
small hamster
yeah.
cage that will give me the metal. You're just like, no.
It's like, I mean,
I haven't played it. But...
well, that's pretty accurate. If anything,
You're
you're making it far simpler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, coming from Minecraft, you have a crafting table and a furnace, and
Yeah.
those are the only things you need to make stuff. But with this, you need to make you need to start a whole new industry of making machinery.
And the furnace you start with in
Yeah.
Porsche does the bare minimum of materials. You have to then upgrade it to an iron furnace
Yeah.
from a stone furnace
I
to then be
needed-
able to.
I needed a copper pipe to build the next.
So you
thing
have to
I
make
needed.
the
So you need to make a furnace and you need to mine some copper. You need to smelt the copper.
I burned down my furnace.
And then I was like, okay, so then how do I make it into a pipe? And you need a grinder for that. But to make a grinder, you need copper pipe.
Yeah.
And I was like, but what? How do I make a pipe if I don't have a grinder yet?
Because people. So this is what made me laugh, because I watched a review where people complain about that, and I never come into that because I was very much a player. I would go talk to everyone and do all the quests. People clearly hadn't done the quests that give you those materials. So then people were like, "Oh, this game's broken."
Yeah.
I'm like, "You just haven't done your quests."
Here's a bit of a gripe for the quests. Was two things actually. They're kind of minor. You get a lot of quests at the beginning, and they all light up your map, and they're all the same colour, and it's hard. Yeah. It's hard to find out what's what.
And the map isn't great at zooming in and out.
And also the mini map in the corner, the little arrow pointing at where you're pointing doesn't point where the camera points. It points where your character's pointing, which is very counterintuitive.
I don't know that because I didn't seem to do it on PC.
They definitely did it on PS4. So like,
I had very little issue.
So if you look at a mini map normally, you would move the camera and look at the arrow, and it's okay. So I'm looking that way, and turn the character to go that direction. I have to turn the character into a direction, which is far more difficult.
Yeah.
And it was weird. That was very annoying. I got used to it in the end, but I was like, why is it like that? Great thing about the game, you can name your factory, and there's a sign outside. Yeah. And it said Crap Factory. And I was like, hell yeah.
So I finally got my Crap Factory.
I put 50 hours in on PC for the review.
I just couldn't do it.
And then I've put now about 15 hours in on Switch.
Is it better on Switch, better on PC?
I prefer it on Switch for the playability of it, and because it's a game very much pick up and play.
Yeah.
I will say one thing on Switch: the load times are insane to get into the game. Get into the game. Once you're in, the load times weren't that bad. But when you get into the game, it took me 5 minutes the other day to open the game and wait to get into the game on the Switch. On the PC, it was
pretty snappy.
20-30 seconds at most.
But I find that still kind of frustrating. There's a loading screen every time you go into a building.
To a dungeon, or not. There is a building in there.
Yeah,
but the PC was like
you get a loading screen
like that. You didn't even get a loading screen. You went up in.
Oh, PS4 was like.
No.
Okay, now I'm in. Yeah.
So they have said they're patching that, but I didn't notice that, and I didn't say that in my review. Apologies, that loading times are long because I hadn't played it on console. Yeah. But now I've played it on Switch. That's my only gripe for it. In terms, it is very much a niche game. It's not a game for everyone.
I could not review this game because I would. It's so not for me. It's like the anti-Tom game. Honestly, I'd rather play a fighting game. It's so boring.
Dan.
I've been playing Outward this week because
you've been playing Outward. I'm interested in your thoughts here because I
can't actually.
Outward is a free. Do you remember the game I was playing a while ago? The third-person adventure game, survival adventure game.
Right.
That doesn't tell you anything.
It's set in a fantasy land.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one. So you start off in a shipwreck. You've put all your money into this merchant vessel to try and make some cash back, and you wake up on the beach with the ship having wrecked, and you're like, oh shit, that's it, that was all my money, I've got this blood debt I need to pay back at the village, and if I'm not paying because my granddad was a twat, they're all gonna fuck me up and it's all gonna go wrong. And that's where you start on the beach, and you're going along, you pick up a torch, you're walking, oh, I've got a torch, this is great, oh look, there's some clothes on the floor, I have that, bit of rope, bit of grapes, oh look, this is how you eat. And then I made my way up, and there was my partner, who, not my lover, but my sort of business partner, who was on the hill, and he goes, oh yeah, we're all trying to get bits together. One of our guys have gone to the town. They'll be back in a bit. Why don't you have a nap? If you want, or you can have a look around, you know. And you're like, okay. So I went and had a nap, and I was like, oh, I'll only do an hour, because I know this is a survival game, so if I sleep for a long time, I know I'm going to be screwed. There's not going to be time for that. And then as you're sleeping, it's like, oh, while you're asleep, they basically dragged your sleeping carcass to the village. And you're like, okay, fine.
Deep fucking sleeper. Christ.
Hardcore sleeper. But we were also nowhere near the village at this point. So they managed to travel really fucking quick.
Sprinting, like,
dragging you along, your head smashing off the pavement, just bouncing everywhere. So you wake up inside this hut, and you pick up all your bits, you get some clothes, you get the water skin, you get all of this lot, and you meet up outside, and they basically say that you've got 5 days to pay back this blood debt, which is an absolute crap ton of money.
Yeah.
And you've got to earn this money and get back there
to me.
and get back to the house and pay them off. Otherwise, that's it. You lose everything.
Your lighthouse. You lose your lighthouse.
You lose your lighthouse. You lose the lot.
So your house, basically. You don't have anywhere to live.
And so you're screwed. So you're like, okay, let's go and do that then. Fair enough. It's a start of a game. I'm willing to be forgiven. Well, to be honest, I haven't got that far in the game yet.
Okay, fair enough.
So
because I don't know. There are some nice bits to it. I'm not enamoured by the graphics at all.
They're very PS3, aren't they?
Yeah, but like early PS3,
Yes, they are early
just
PS3.
over PS2 sort of thing. And I
Right.
don't get why they've gone that way with it. Because actually the background part, that you collecting bits, you surviving, you doing the missions, doesn't need the graphics they've gone for. They could have gone for an old pixel style. They could have gone for something similar,
a bit more
simpler,
stylish.
which would have actually probably helped the game.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not sold yet, but I'm way too early in the game to be able to go, this is it, this is what I want to do.
This game is very much the My Time at Portia is to you as what it is to me. I love third-person adventure games. This I don't love because it felt not very accessible compared to what third-person adventure games I like.
Yeah.
So I don't like hand-holding or anything like that, and I like challenging
It
combat.
doesn't do that. And that's
This doesn't tell you anything.
anything.
Literally doesn't tell you anything. You have to go and speak to people to understand something. And I like that. There isn't even the map doesn't even show you where you are on the map. You have to use
just shows you a
landmarks
map,
to show you roughly
and you've
where
got to
you
figure
are.
out whereabouts you are.
Using the compass.
yeah.
I like that. The issue I have with it is the game is so unbalanced early on. So I guess it's a survival game,
not.
but when you go into the wild, you can't fight anything because you're deliberately set up to basically fail. Because no one's travelling around on their own, so you're always fighting two people.
Right.
The way your stamina bar works early on, one evasive roll loses all stamina, so you can't get away from them. So you roll once, you get hit twice, you're
the
dead.
idea is don't get into combat.
And
That's the idea of it,
This
yeah.
is
Yeah.
it. The game, even basically the way it talks about it, the way the game, they talk about it at the start and they talk to you, you're not a fighter.
No, you're not.
You're not any of these things. So the fact that you went out there and went, right, it's fucking Dark Souls, I'm going to roll and stab, roll and
Well,
stab.
the reason I've done that was because I wanted to get money for my place. The only way you get money is by looting stuff. But then to loot the good stuff, you've got to go into caves where there are enemies. And then I'm like, what
They
do I
do
do?
tell you right at the start, you talk to a lady and she gives you a mission where you only have to turn left twice and you earn half of what you need.
Yeah, but then the next
pay
one you
them
talk
off.
to, she sends you to a cave. It's like
Yeah.
a bit further away. You go to that, and then you have to.
Because you haven't got the equipment to do that one yet.
So
So you can sneak around, you do it with the,
I don't
the
know.
other guys.
Basically,
The game isn't an attacking game.
No, it's not.
It is not made for people
that's-
who want to run out there with a knife and smash them up because you're going to get fucked.
That's not saying it's
That
bad
is
game.
for later on. But visually, as you're playing,
It's not appealing.
it doesn't keep you there because you're like, oh, it looks a bit empty.
Yeah.
They've got giant shells which are interesting for a bit, but then you see the same one a million times.
The one
and
thing
that
did put my interest is when you get started later on, you get the ability to cast magic through mana. And the way the magic's done is interesting, but again, it's so underpowered. You have to basically put these signs out in front of you and then cast these signs, which is a great idea, but you just get so overpowered. And I went off and I was streaming it on Indecredible YouTube, and someone come along and basically said, look, go watch this person play. The most recent video is them like 70 hours into the game, and I watched their Let's Play video of 15 minutes. And I watched it, and they were brilliant at summing the game up. And it is a case of they've put 70 hours in, and now the game has become an action adventure game for them.
Yeah.
It's taken 70 hours for it to become that.
But isn't that the same with My Time in Portia? It takes you 100 hours to get to a point where you can actually start playing the game.
No, it's only 10 hours to get to that.
That's a long time.
That's still the same shit, basically.
Yeah, but
You've got to spend 10 hours
that-
doing pointless crap
You gotta
to
remember-
be able to have a pointless
yeah,
crap.
like I said,
time moves slower
like I
for
said-
normal people.
like I said, I'm not saying.
I know for
I'm
you
not
10
saying.
hours is 5 minutes, but
I'm
for
not saying
everyone else, 10
Outward
hours
is.
is a long
I'm
time.
not saying Outward is a bad game. I'm just saying it's not my third-person adventure game.
I think
And it's
if
so
you took it
divided
away,
on review
I think
scores.
if you took it away from the third-person visuals and you made it a classic-looking one, I think it would be a brilliant game. I think the problem is you've got a third-person visual, so everyone straight away is going to think it's a combat game,
Yeah.
and it's about running
Yeah.
in and having fights. The visual style of it looks very much like the old-school fighter,
Yeah.
and it's not. That's not what the game is. It's a classic. It's Dungeons and Dragons. If
Yeah.
you go out in the first levels of Dungeons and Dragons in a fight, you're gonna get fucked.
Yeah.
You can run into two goblins and they will do you.
Yeah.
right?
And
You'll
this
be
game's
dead.
exactly
And
the
this
same.
game does the same
Yeah.
thing.
You
And
need
it's
to
not
be
until
prepared.
you build the later levels from sneaking around, from doing the little missions, from selling things, from being more sneaky, that you then slowly get your power. And that's what this game's heading towards. It's just visually, it doesn't tell you that, and then it's not appealing.
Well, it's a straight
So
up. It's a straight up survival exploration game. The idea of it, and the developers have come out and said, there is no one tells you it. Like, you can't. There's no quest markers to find out where to go for a quest. You have to go speak to barkeepers,
Right.
or innkeepers. And innkeepers will say, turn left at this tree, go straight on, turn right there. And you're like, the big issue on console is you can't draw on the map.
Ooh, that's
On
kinda
PC, you
sucky.
can.
Yeah.
So you can make notes on the map on PC. You can't do that on console, which is really
You know what
quite
you're gonna have to
irritating.
do?
Unless what you do is you
Print
do
off a map.
your screen cap.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta have that. There you
But
go.
no,
Thank you very
um,
much. It's all done.
Like I said, it's I've never seen such a divided game. In all honesty, like some outlets, big outlets, have given it like a 3.5. Others have given it a 9.5. Like it's so divided.
Well, it's
and
clear,
I think it's because how
clearly-
they've approached it.
Some people coming out of the
They
way
approached
you
it like
did,
I
some
have,
coming out of the way
Yeah.
you
And
did,
other people approached it as in a hardcore stealth game,
Yeah.
stealth survival game, and they've been like, "Oh, cool, I'm gonna."
Because of the visuals for me, I would never score it high. It would never be scored high. I don't like scoring anyway. But I would never be
Don't do it
like
anymore.
raving about it. But I do think what you have there behind it is a core game that's really interesting, and I
Yeah.
need more time in it before I can go. It's not a game I'm going to complete. It's not a game I'm going to put 70 hours in because I cannot stand looking at it.
I put 15 hours in.
And if
I'm
I'm going to
like-
be spending my time on
It's fair
something,
enough. If something's not visually appealing, it does.
there's a
hamper
point
the
where
game.
you're just like, yeah.
People, I know it's the big graphics versus gameplay, but obviously gameplay is most important. But
Yeah.
it's a visual medium. You want it to look nice.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And I'm not having to review this, so this is more of a case of I'm playing this to see what it's like.
Yeah.
I can
If you
get a
don't
gist
enjoy
of
it-
what it's
I
like.
don't
you know.
particularly like the way Porsche looks, to be honest.
Yeah,
Especially
your
the
brother said
characters.
exactly the same. He
I
thought
think
it
they're
was just
pretty
very
ugly
generic.
characters, yeah.
He
Yeah.
said it was just very generic, and it's not doesn't do anything new. The visuals I
Definitely
think
not.
suit the gameplay that's on offer, but they're not like they don't bring
Probably,
anything new.
yeah. I didn't like the way it looked, just from looking at it, before I even played it.
It is.
Maybe a bit
It is.
prejudiced going in.
Yeah, so that was
Um,
me. I was playing
try.
Outward.
Nice. I'll try to rattle through these.
Good luck.
Yeah. So,
rattle
so I've been playing.
We'll see how this goes.
I've been playing.
I'd like to time you.
I've been playing 3 games this week, and I'm going to do a video for Indie Credible at the end of this month. But April has honestly been a fecking banging month for indie games. My God.
Banging.
Like, I've been blown away. I've had the privilege of playing some amazing games this month. Probably,
you.
I've played my game of the year already so far,
Wow.
which is
Fucking
Katana
hell.
Zero.
Well,
Katana Zero.
Katana Zero is my game of the year so far.
Is that out yet?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
On,
Okay.
it's out on Switch and PC.
I might buy it. I'll pick it
So
up.
good. But anyway, I'm not talking about Katana Zero. There's a review now if you want to go check it out. Indie Credible YouTube. But no, I'm going to start off with Steam World Quest. Now, I'd heard about Steam World Quest. I saw it at Res. I didn't play it because I hate the way Nintendo do those events. It's a big circle in the middle and everyone's like
Oh, yeah,
trying
yeah,
to barge in
it's
to try and get
horrible,
onto it. It's not very nice.
There's no representatives there.
And the
or
people,
anything, yeah.
the people who were there are Nintendo people who know fuck all about the game. They're just there going, "Oh, we like
Just 'cause they
Nintendo.
went
Here's a
around to show
lanyard."
doesn't
It's
mean they know
like,
anything,
Yeah.
yeah. So SteamWorld Quest is a game that kind of came on my radar once I read it. It was a deck building adventure game. And I'll be honest, I wasn't blown away by the visuals initially. I was like, they looks okay. It's like the 2D, I always call them like paper 2D visuals, you know, like the flat 2D visual characters.
Yeah.
Like Paper Mario.
Well, that is actual paper. Do you know the ones I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm not blown away by the visuals, but I like the idea of an adventure deck builder. As I said to you on the phone yesterday, my biggest reserves anytime I hear a game has deck building in it as an adventure game, too many times they just replace the classic turn-based selection menu with cards. So you're just like, well, there's no point in having cards.
As an extra step to make it even more boring.
You're right, because you could just go spell, fire, this person, or your card would go, play this card, there's a fire attack, and there's no combo as any of the other cards. That happens too many times in deck builders. You're like, this is just a turn-based RPG. You're just using cards to play. I thought that would happen. I thought that was going to be the case. The
Turn
first,
base is around forever.
Yes.
Cope with it.
No, once all you old bastards die out, you stop making turn-based games.
I thought that was going to be the case for the first 2 hours of Steam World Quest, but once it actually opens up to you and you get new cards and you get the ability to earn cards, you get the ability to actually deck build. It's not a case at all. So you have a party of 3 characters. Each character can have 8 cards in your deck. So you have basically have a total of 24 cards in your deck. Now, you get stuff like barrier cards. So to add defense, you get aggressive cards. You get as you play standard cards, you then build up Steam points, SP. And some cards require, say, 3 Steam points. You have to play 3 basic cards to be able enough to play a powerful card. But then if you play 3 cards from one character in a turn, you can only play 3 cards per turn. But if you play 3 cards from one character per turn, you get a chain effect, which is that character's bonus card. And that might be boost all characters by 5 health, give them 15 barrier, and give them a shield for the next turn. It could be the fact that you do an extra damage and attack on that one. So it very much comes the case of like a TCG, where you're like, do I go for it this turn, or do I play my defensive cards to get my Steam points to then... So you're very much kind of like, how do I play my hand here? And you're like, okay, I could play this gambling that I'm going to draw into this card. You can mulligan 2 cards every turn. You draw 3 cards every turn. Well, you can only have a maximum of 8 cards in hand. So you draw 3 cards if you have 5 or less cards in hand.
Up to 8, yeah.
But then you can mulligan 2 cards per turn. But there are cards that you play this, it'll give you a shield, and you can mulligan 4 cards next turn. So if you're going for a big finisher, you can play that to kind of set up for it. And it felt like I was playing a card game in the combat. I wasn't ever looking at the combat visuals, like the turn visuals. I was always looking at my deck, going like, okay, that can go down. I'm going to play this here. I'm waiting for that for a turn, so I'm going to move that over that side there. And I got completely wrapped away in it. And and the boss fights are really cool because they add these new mechanics. And there's elemental damage where frost cards do this on it. It doesn't do anything new in terms of adventure deck building, but what it does is it does a really good adventure deck building game on the Switch, which is kind of what I want, really. I must say this key was provided to us. I reached out to the guy very late on, and he was like, I've only got NA keys left. Luckily, I have an NA account on my Switch, so I was like, sweet. Jumped in it, and I've played it now. I've got just under 6 hours into it, and I only got the game on Sunday last week. Yeah. But I say I've been playing lots of other games as well. SteamWorld Quest at the moment is getting my full thumbs up for if you like deck building adventure games that are genuine deck building.
If you like card games in general.
Yeah.
But then again, like Lewis was saying at the start, there's so many of these games that have done that and gone, oh yeah, we're a card game and we're going to do this, and it is literally the cards have replaced the menu system. There's no depth to the cards. No. They don't actually combo with each other.
There are over 100 cards in the game. They have come out and said that. I haven't said exactly how many. I think I've unlocked about 45 so far.
Are they going to add more, or is it going
to? From what I've seen, I've not read reviews because I'm not reviewing this game. I'm just playing the game. From what I've seen, the game ends. It ends. Like there's an ending to it. Right, I am playing on hard mode because I was a bit like, I play card games. I'll play on hard mode. It's fucking hard. I'll give it that.
Is this like Trials of Fire? Yeah, I play Grand professionally, and then he mocks you. You're like, quenched it,
But no, SteamWorld Quest it's called SteamWorld Quest Hand of Giglamesh is the full title.
That's a bit much.
Because you're set in the world of Giglamesh. It's cool, it's quirky, the characters are in there, they're okay.
What's he called?
Hand of Giglamesh.
Giglamesh. Yeah, not Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh. Making sure Dan knew.
Wow. Hi, I'm Giglamesh.
Next up, I've been playing Dark Devotion, which is another game I've had on my radar
not one for me,
for like 2 years. No, you'll hate this game. Yeah. It's developed by Hiberian Workshop.
It just shows how different we all are, because him hating it could mean I love it.
You might fucking love it.
I think you would be. I think you'd like it. I think you'd appreciate it. I don't think you'd play much.
What is it?
So let me get to that.
What is it, Lewis?
Dark Devotion.
Oh my god, what is going on with this podcast? When will you tell us what this game is?
It's developed by Hiberian Workshop, published by the Arcade Crew.
What's the game?
So it is a 2D adventure RPG adventure game.
Yeah.
Very much. It's basically the most 2D like Souls game I've played.
Sounds fun.
That's alright. Did you ever play Sultan Sanctuary?
No.
It's very similar to something like Sultan Sanctuary. But the reason I use Dark Souls as a comparison is you very much have a stamina bar, which is hugely important. You have a shield and you have a sword. Yep. And it is very much blocking until you get just one chance to get one hit in and then block again or get out of the way. But blocking obviously takes away stamina.
Is it? Well, I'd say Dark Souls is about learning enemy patterns, not about.
This is hugely about learning enemy patterns.
Okay, so that's pretty
so
cool.
much.
Yeah.
As long as it does that
overly like.
Well, it does that classic thing where the most basic of enemies that you come across at first will kill you. Like they seem like boss challenges in their own right.
Yeah.
But now I'm about 4 hours in. Those enemies, they're just scrubs now. Like, I know you guys. I can block you now, hit you. You're not going to do a double attack. I can now hit you back. I can roll past you when I see this animation charging up, hit you in the back, you're dead. Like, I know these guys now, but I'm then starting to get introduced to other guys. The bosses in it are really cool. There is one thing I really like about it, and it seems so simple, but it's the controls on the roll. So the rolls are mapped to the front bumper buttons. So it means I haven't got to change direction of the character to roll.
It's left
I can,
and right.
left and right, which I don't know. I'm sure other games have done that, but so many games, 2D games are played. You have to then switch direction to then roll to then come back, and you're constantly. It feels very cumbersome. Whereas this is just like bang, 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 bang.
Slick,
It's very slick. It's like the home world is very much like it's like an extended version of Dead Cells. So Dead Cells, you start in this little room basically, and you have all the blueprints. But the blueprints
We're going to think of a better word for them.
But the blueprints are like RNG.
It was a long build up for room, wasn't it? Really.
The blueprints are very much RNG. Like it will give you one of the 10 swords you've unlocked to choose from. That the way this works is
the amber.
as you kill enemies and take the weapons,
Yeah.
they then added to your blacksmith book, and then when you start a new run, you go back to your blacksmith and you say, I want to start with this weapon now, and he'll craft the weapon for you. So you can start with a sword and shield, you can start with daggers, you can start with bow and arrow, you can the more weapons you find, the more you can do. You can start with massive weapons that will kill enemies with one hit, but they're very slow animations. So timing is really hard for them. It has a really nice teleport system. So although it's rogue light, because every enemy you kill gives you these purple orbs. And purple orbs add to your skills you can get.
Souls.
Kind of, basically. But you can add to these skills where you can get like really big skills where it's like rolls do 20% less stamina. You use 20% less stamina.
So it's essentially XP. The more you have, the more you can put into different skills.
Kind of, but there's but there's also another progression system done through runes. When you find these runes, you then get permanent buffs around. Although these are permanent, so you get buffs and you get
temporary.
No. It's really hard to explain. So the purple,
yes or no, Lou?
the purple,
They're in the room.
Yeah. The purple buffs are like passives that stay permanent, and then the runes you find
are skills,
blessings.
All right.
And you'll start each run with 3 blessings, and they will all be based on one will be based on attack, one will be based on defense, one will be based on stamina. But one of them might be, for example, every time you kill an enemy, fully recharge stamina. Right. One might be upon entering a new room, you have double regenerating stamina for 20 seconds.
Sounds pretty massive.
Stuff like that. Yeah, but you can't. So the purple ones, they stay with you the whole time. You get 20 of them, they 20 stay with you the whole time. The blessings, you only get 3 per run.
And they change.
And they change out depending on what you get.
I get you now.
Now, when you kill enemies, you get faith. And the idea is you're trying to clear the dark devotion of this temple. So you have to pray at these altars to open up new rooms, and then praying at altars also clears you of stuff. There's this really weird mechanic where you make a bad decision. I've not explored it yet, but I found this altar basically says, come back here when you make a bad decision and replenish your faith. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? There's lots of hidden stuff to the game. Like, lots of stuff I'm finding, a little much like Hollow Knight when I'm coming across it. And it's very much like, okay, this is going to be really big later on. I like the way it respects your time in terms of you go in there, you keep getting killed, you're constantly picking up the purple orb, so you're going to make it slightly easier for you each time. But make no mistake, this is a fucking hard game. This is seriously hard.
What are you playing it on?
PC. It's only on PC at the moment. It's coming on consoles later this year and Switch. You looked reserved. You were
concerned. I mean, as you were talking about it, it just sounded more and more generic. Apart from the fact it was difficult.
So in terms of if you're going to go down,
and it had a better control scheme.
If you're going to go down, it's a pixelated 2D, a pixel art 2D adventure game. Then yeah, it's the best way to describe it. And I said this in the What Is videos. It's like a more challenging gothic Dead Cells. It's a dark, atmospheric Dead Cells. I'd never played.
What does it do new to the genre?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay.
But it's good.
But it's probably one of the best 2D adventure games I've played, and it very much does the Dark Souls style story. Now, Dead Cells
story.
Well, it's that case of
apart from when you find the little bit.
You play through it once, there's no story, but you keep exploring areas and you talk to people and you go, actually, this person spoke about that, and then this person spoke. Wait a minute.
I don't like that personally. It's I know you love reading stuff.
Yeah.
I like the reading stuff to be something like gives me more to the story. I don't think that shouldn't be the whole story.
Yeah, no, I know.
I have to go looking for the story.
But yeah, whereas like Dead Cells, let's be honest, didn't really have a story. It had little nods here and there. This very much does have a story. If you want to find
There
it.
is something going on, but you for it.
Yeah, foreign user is really interested in this game, and I have said to him, definitely check it out. Like, he likes these kind of games. If you like that kind of very challenging pixel 2D game, it's one of the best I've played there. But you have to like that kind of game. That's why I don't think you like it. Because you would play it and go, this feels generic. This feels like stuff I've done in the past.
I'd appreciate it for what it did, but I wouldn't play it for more than that.
No.
I'd be like,
and the final game is Pagan Online. Pagan Online.
This is the one you've been telling me about.
This game is
hell is Pagan.
so good. I can't stop playing it.
I've got to play this game.
Oh my god! This game is getting.
I'm severely worried.
This game is getting a lot of traffic now on YouTube.
Okay.
It only released a week ago in early access, and I've seen it grow. Literally gone from a couple of people talking about it, who I follow, to now everyone's doing a video on it. It's Diablo. It's straight up. It's Diablo.
Oh.
It's a very good Diablo game.
What is it online though? MMO.
Well, so let me get to that.
Okay.
Not yet.
It's early access. Only released a week ago.
Right.
The MMO element is there in terms of you have this place called the Pantheon. So, but the way it starts is your first mission.
Between Pantheon.
Yeah,
Pantheon.
Yeah.
The first mission, you're killed and you're sent to the Pantheon.
Yep.
And the way that it works is you can go back to the living world, but you can only spend so long in the living world until you have to come back to the Pantheon to recharge your spirit and then go back off again. So that's the way the kind of story works.
Yeah.
The story, if I'm being honest, it seems pretty basic. You got to kind of restore these kings to their former thrones, kings and queens to their thrones by taking down big enemies from Diablo style stuff.
Okay.
The gameplay straight off is very Diablo. It's an isometric top-down ARPG where you collect as much loot as you possibly can. You craft stuff, you flesh stuff out. The way the character unlocking works. Now, I read a Reddit post earlier, which I'm going to get to in a second, because I don't know how I feel about it, but it's not an official Reddit post, it's a fan Reddit post.
Right.
But, so the way it works at the moment, you choose a character straight off the bat. There's 3 to choose from. You can have a dwarf, you can have this pretty bog standard Viking dude with a big axe, and you can have this woman with, it looks like Ivy from Soundcloud with a whip. And big long blonde hair.
I was about to say, I bet he'd be the dwarf.
So I picked the woman with the whip. She's really cool.
I'm not surprised.
You slowly,
Not at all. It's like stereotype 101.
You slowly unlock her skills as you go through. It's pretty standard. I'm like level 10 with her now. I've put in about 7 hours now. I just don't want to stop playing the game. But I've put in 7 hours so far. And I will say one thing. I'm struggling because I've never played a game like this with mouse and keyboard. And fuck me, you need to be accurate. Because you're dashing past people when you've got to turn quickly.
Oh, so you played this kind of game on
console.
That seems weird to me.
I know, but I'm new to mouse keyboard as it is.
This is a very PC game.
Yeah.
This kind of game.
And I can
Diablo to me is a PC game.
I can see why now.
Yeah. Well, mobile.
So then hitting like.
Well, no, I think that's where this game becomes interesting. Because of course Diablo don't have a new game. In fact, they announced they're not mobile, and everyone
guys,
went,
don't you have phones, guys? Come
on. If you not got phones,
I watch that sometimes just to chuckle.
Phones. I want that to be my ringtone. So do you guys not have a phone?
I always love. Is this some kind of really bad taste out of season April Fool's joke?
Yeah.
What a hero that guy.
So then this game fills that bracket.
Yeah. So it has more of a cartoon.
Those lucky motherfuckers.
Has more of a cartoony art style to it rather than.
That's fine though. If it's appealing, it's good.
Diablo is never a high end graphic,
so
especially as the cows come in.
The only thing I've seen people slightly down on is the character unlocking. Now, the way it works is there is no monetization in the game. They haven't said there isn't ever going to be any, but there isn't any now. There's no monetization. Yeah. But the way it works is you choose a character, and then you have to get golden shards, character golden shards, to be able to unlock the other character. Once you've got enough, you unlock that character for good. Yeah. You have a legacy level, which is your overall account level, and then a hero level.
Cool. Yes.
Now, to get some of the cooler looking heroes, you need 50 golden shards, 50 golden character hero shards.
Okay.
Yeah.
And to get the lesser ones, you need 30. Now, you're not guaranteed golden shards by doing just general missions, but it's like a 70% drop rate of just doing a mission, getting a random character shard.
It's not bad.
I've played, so here's an example. I've played 7 hours. I had the one I really want. I've got 5 shards for the guy I really want. I've got like 3 for another guy, and then the rest are all on like 2. So I'm getting them at a reasonably good rate.
Yeah.
Now, I've just unlocked what are called assassinations, where you basically go take down this big elite. They're like mini boss fights. And doing those, they kind of, each one of those gives you a 5 character shards for that set hero that says on it. and they refresh daily.
Okay.
So you can keep doing that daily. Once you've done it, when you can't do it again.
Yeah.
So I think you're probably looking at around about 15 hours per hero you want to unlock extra. But this is the kind of game that you have to put a lot of hours in.
It's a grindy game anyway.
Massively.
Like Diablo and that. Does it work in the same way like Diablo did, where basically as you're going along, you are constantly getting better equipment?
Always getting better gear. You're always getting crafting gear to make better gear.
Yeah.
I'm constantly swapping stuff out and trying different things out. So they very much have the case of where it's actually this attack power is lower, but this gives me this passive abilities and things like that.
So you've got to think about it as well, which is nice.
Weapons have different visual effects to them. The armor can be brought with just in-game gold. The in-game gold is like... So the top armor for my woman, who doesn't do anything, just cosmetically looks different, is 160,000 gold. I'm on like 20,000 gold after 7 hours, so it is a lot. I don't know if the further I get in, I might end up getting more gold.
Yeah, but if that's the top armor. Sorry, I haven't played Diablo a shit ton.
This game is...
You say
it's
going to be 15 hours to get a character. I'm like, that's not long.
No, I know. I agree.
That's like seconds.
I completely agree. Now, the reason I mentioned the Reddit post is because someone... I tried to find if they had any evidence to this post. I don't think they did. I think it was just someone being a dick.
That's the worry on Reddit.
And basically what they said is that they'd heard that the developers might end up going down a free-to-play route where they won't change the progressive system, but they will add in currency and then make it free-to-play. But then anyone who's brought the game in early access will get like a founders pack. Now, I don't know how true that is. I don't know where that's come from. No, I don't see a problem with that.
So what all they do is make the game slightly more grindy.
Basically, they'll say when it comes to full release, which they've said will be around about summer next year.
Oh, it's quite a while now.
Yeah, well, so the game's only just released.
Yeah, it's been out for a week, yeah.
And they basically said in a press release I got that teaming up as a multiplayer game is available. It's like they have it ready, but the game, they're not too sure about the stability of it. So they want to release it when they know it's going to be a fun and stable experience. So they've put about 3 to 4 week wait period on that. So basically what they've said is, go off, play the game single player, enjoy the game single player, level up your heroes, unlock more heroes, then join your friends for end game. And there's so much in the Pantheon that says coming soon, coming soon, coming soon. And I'm like, there's so much. It looks like this game is going to have so much to do.
To be honest, that whole play a single player first, get good, then play your friends is how you should play games.
Oh, for me, definitely, because I'd be letting
people down. That's how you should do it, isn't it? That's how I play games.
No way, you jump straight in with your friends where you're all cack, you realise you all hate the game and never play it again.
I will honestly,
that's how you play games.
I'll put my neck up there, and I've watched another video today just because I don't know if it was me kind of being like, I've only played Diablo. I've not played many games like Diablo, and I recommend it to foreign user because he loves. He showed his on Discord earlier. Like he's got 1,200 hours in Path of Exile. Like Torchlight, he's got 500 hours. He loves these games.
Oh, Torchlight!
And he was like, "Is it a great?" And I'm like,
"Oh, you should play it. You'd love it. You would love Torchlight."
I'll give it a go. What's happening over here?
It's Torchlight.
Oh, have you got it? On what?
PC. There's a code in there.
I'll give it a go.
You'll like it.
Why does the box sound so...
It's got a box in there. It's got a case in there as well. It's like a special edition.
I'll take it home and I'll give it a go tomorrow.
But no, so he asked me that, and then I got panicky because I was like, oh shit, I've only actually played Diablo 3. I didn't play Diablo 1 or 2. Am I just saying that this is a great Diablo game without much? So I'll go watch a video, see what other people are thinking. So I watched this one here, and this guy clearly knew the fucking Diablo story. He was getting too deep. Come on, mate, too deep. But he was like, this game is...
Diablo
he was going, this game is... He was like, this game's brilliant. He said the thing. He said, I'm so happy a game like this has come along, knowing that there's not going to be a Diablo game anytime soon. And he was loving it. And he showed his account thing. He's put like 90 hours into the game. And it's like, well, early access, as in press, people had keys 3 weeks now. The game's only actually been out a week. But he's had 90 hours in the game so far, and he's still loving it.
Do you think Blizzard will respond to this by like being like, oh, whatever, the mobile one's on PC?
Well, even if they release it, this game is 20 quid. Pagan Online, honestly, if you're a Diablo fan, I really do recommend Pagan Online. There is a What Is video up now if you want to go watch the first 30 minutes of the game, and I talk through it. And I kind of go from being like, yeah, cool, let's just check this game out, to being like, wow, I really like this game. And it seems really well optimised. Like, I don't have a super bulky, powerful PC, but when there's a ton of enemies on screen,
do those games really take a lot though?
No, they don't.
Yeah.
But then, for example, I tried to play 40k Dawn of War. Game ran like shit.
Different thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a different thing.
I don't know it, so I can't really
You remember the one you tried to play at EGX that time, where it was like all like you're sending dinosaurs into people.
Oh, that's
the RTS
boring
game.
as fuck game, yeah.
Yeah, so
We
I
tried to
to be
play
fair,
that
I've done
against.
RTS
We
games.
tried to play that against each other, didn't we?
Yeah.
And neither of us knew what the fuck
We
was
didn't know
going
what was
on.
happening
I
at
was like,
all.
I've got dinosaurs. No, I think I'm the dinosaurs. I don't know. Let's just move them
Yeah,
across.
it's like, well, the
place.
scenery looks nice, you know.
But yeah, no, so that wraps up what I've played, guys. It's very longer than I expected, but I'm never quick, am I?
No.
No.
Have you ever been quick in your life?
No.
No.
Apart from sex, apparently.
That's it, yeah.
Yes, sex?
Yeah.
Yeah, Madam Palm and her 5 lovely daughters.
Let's fly into some indie game news. Not tons this week, but 5 news stories to bring you this week. And we kick off with Slave Aspire. Slave Aspire is a dungeon crawling roguelike deck building game that released in early access about a year ago. Released in full at the beginning of January this year. Has sold around 2 million copies, like a lot of copies.
Amazing.
It's sat really high up on Steam. And the reason we're speaking about this is it's coming to PlayStation 4 on the 21st of May. A lot of card like Magic or Hearthstone players or even Gwent players streamed the hell out of this game. Everyone spoke very highly of it in terms of its deck building. Everyone spoke very highly of it in terms of its challenging card gameplay. It's developed by Mega Crit and it's published by Humble Bundle. Is it a game you're going to probably check out?
Yeah, I do want to have a look at this one because I'm kind of interested in how they do. It's like any card games that you get on computer. I'm always interested in how they put it across and how they're going to go for it because you have a real hit and miss. Just like I've forgotten the name of the game now. The one that they did a massive thing about. They were like, "Look, you've got 3 boards and you've got your cards." Artifact, and then it went.
Wow, yeah. Remember Artifact? Remember
Yeah.
Valve? Remember Valve?
Remember Valve?
Cool guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did really good.
Yeah.
But so yeah, no, I'm interested in seeing this one because it did have a lot about, and also it's a PlayStation game.
It's going to play, yeah.
I want one on the PlayStation. I'd like a card game on there.
Yeah.
You going to check it out?
Absolutely not.
No, I didn't
I
think
couldn't
so.
give a fuck, mate.
Didn't think so.
Couldn't give a fuck.
Nah, I'm sure people like
It's
it.
not a
but
fighting game.
Yeah.
That's what I'm about these days.
Yeah, it's all you're about.
So that is a bizarre light bulb.
It's just daylight.
Oh
will.
shit! It's the stripes.
Daniel?
Tom, is that you?
I'm just writing down the games that you guys played, so I can get the videos for them.
Right, okay.
I think you should ignore what we say and put videos up of different games.
Different games.
I think you should put a video up of me up there.
Yeah, just you.
Just clips of me from the podcast.
Just you.
If I do a
As we
few,
talk
it's
about
just standard clips of me looking down at myself.
I'd like videos of John Cusack in all of his different movies. I don't look like him. I'm nothing like him. I just really want to see some more John Cusack movies.
You know who you look like?
Go on.
Dave Mitchell.
I don't look like David Mitchell.
Does though, doesn't he?
I don't think he does.
No, mate. Honestly, look at him for a while.
Just
He's-
really
he's in there somewhere.
He's in that ear.
Next piece of indie game news, we move on to a game. A new game was announced this week called Hindsight. So Hindsight was announced by a new studio called Triple I Games, and it's made up by BioWare and Sucker Punch veterans. Is it? It's a third-person adventure game that is heavily based around morally challenging decisions. Now, the gameplay you guys see up there is very early gameplay. The game isn't set to release
That was
towards
pretty
the
early up there.
end of 2020. It's so what it saw basically was, depending on what weapon you took and depending on how you approach situations, how you killed people, was whether you were like a hero or a villain, whether they could approach you, whether they couldn't approach you, whether you had fear over people, or whether
Sounds
they
a lot like Fable.
had. Yeah, after you said that, I was like, that does sound a lot like that. The Swords of Ditto tried to do that as well.
Did they?
If you killed Mormo, who was the main villain you're trying to kill, you kept recycling, then they would be like, "Oh, you're amazing, we love you." If you kept failing, they were just like,
Who's this bastard?
Losers.
So I'm interested to see more of it. Sorry, I should actually say it's called Hindsight 2020.
Ain't that the truth?
I thought initially that was a release date, and then I was like,
2020.
"Oh no, actually, although it is coming in 2020, that is actually the game title as well."
Time.
Yeah.
But
I
only reason,
don't know. As long as it's got grey areas.
just as in colour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like middle of the screen, just a fucking
Just a
slab
screen
of grey.
grayscale,
Just a
you
screen
know.
of meh.
You remember when you used to play on the old TVs and they break down? You had just that big slab. You wouldn't know, you're too young. But you
I
have
know
a big
CRTs are, thank you
You
very
have the big
much.
slab of colour. Or when you've been punching the screen too much and you get that big purple area on the right.
See, I wouldn't know this because I'm not a lunatic who punches TVs.
Do you not get rage?
Yeah, but
I've smashed controllers,
Yeah.
The
TVs.
thing is, I've always been able to aim
He doesn't
it
play
in a
fighting
way.
games, does he?
No.
I'm a poor boy. So
You're like,
that is literally how it is. I'm like, and then I would put my controller down and punch the shit out of my pillow because I would never.
You never get satisfaction from that.
Oh, I used to. It's not as good, but
Fucking your pillow.
But there's no way I was going to get another controller. Is the thing.
we had a guy once at uni. We always used to play FIFA,
Yeah.
and we used to drink in FIFA, and he always got really messy. Golby was really good at FIFA,
Yeah.
and this kid come in, and he brought his own controller. He said, "I brought my own controller because I get really angry at FIFA," and I'm no word of a lie. Golby scored like the 96th minute, the most jammiest, like it was just ball bounced and everyone went in. He got up and I've never seen someone launch a controller so hard at the wall. It was like confetti. It was like we sat there like he was like fucking going home, and just as it just disappeared. Got the taxi back to Hall, so we were like.
Fucking hell.
If anyone,
Are
if
you
anyone,
okay?
See, I just couldn't do it.
anyone
I'll
who's
scream
followed
into
me
a
on
pillow.
Twitter long enough knows how many controllers I've fixed with electrical tape and soldering and shit like that.
What?
That's why I got good at soldering, because I fixed so many
Right,
controllers in
yeah,
my
There's one
lifetime.
thing. I had to buy a new controller because the right analog stick on my red one started going from,
Oh, I'm not
from Dragon Ball
surprised,
Fighters because I was like, "Fuck you, Goku!" It's
See,
a crack.
I've never been like that in my life.
not?
I see. I get angry, but I'm just like.
I think it started when I wasn't able to go to mosh pits
self-harm.
anymore.
I'm
That
terrified
point
of
I
mosh
wasn't
pits as well,
able to be in a mosh pit
I'm
anymore because I
clearly
was
just
too
don't have that
old.
mentality. I'm just
It
terrified of
was
mosh
just,
pits.
you know.
I was at a metal gig
But
this week.
I
and-
don't
Oh,
know.
were you?
Yeah, and I was like, God, it looks terrifying in there.
Look at them all going at each other like animals. It's very gentlemanly.
Yeah.
You go in, you're like, "Rah!" and then afterwards, all right, mate, how you doing? Yeah,
It was
fucking
quite-
love you.
It was quite
Fag,
funny.
let's go out for
One of
a smoke.
our mates was in there, and none of us really like it. so
So you're just watching him get
well,
smacked
well,
up.
You push him in there.
and we were all like, "Should we just all go in there and fucking target him?" It's just like, all three of us like, "Fucking come on!"
That's not a mosh. That's a fucking
It's a
bad
beat down.
feeling. That's not what happens in a mosh.
That's what's happening in this mosh, mate.
I don't know how we got to the mosh pits, but
That's the beauty of the
hindsight
podcast.
2020. The only thing that's got me really interested so far, I'll be honest, I feel like they showed it off too early. The gameplay trailer didn't do much for it. It looked very early. The only thing that's got me interested is the fact that it is made up. It's the Triple I games made up by BioWare and Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch
Yeah.
vets. I feel like they maybe could have kept it in the oven for another 6 months and then gone. Here it is.
I burnt it.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you leave
Basically.
something in the oven for 6 months.
It's true.
Next other piece of news that I'm buzzing for. And that is
yes.
American Fugitive, a
Oh,
game that
hell yeah.
I loved at EGX. We all loved.
Yeah,
Well, we
EGX
couldn't
Res.
get Lewis off it. We had
And
to leave in the end.
We did just leave
Yeah.
him.
It's got a release date
I
of.
literally just turned to Tom. I was like, "Look, should we just go?"
We're done here.
It's got a release date of 3 release dates actually. It's coming to PlayStation 4 on the 21st of May, Nintendo Switch on the 23rd of May, and Xbox on the 24th of May. I can confirm now we will have a review for this game.
Can I also say I am more than likely going to buy this on 2 different systems?
So this is my question.
I don't
So
know what I want this
obviously
on.
it's developed by Fallen Tree Games,
Yeah.
but can't wait. But my question is, where are you going to play it?
That's exactly. I don't know where I want it.
Right.
So I partly want it on the go, but I also want to actually play it on this TV.
That's why I'm buying it on PlayStation and Nintendo
I know people
Switch.
go, oh, people probably look at this now going, oh, you can put your Switch in this. Oh, fuck, I'm not putting the Switch in
I'm not
TV.
putting my Switch in the
No,
dock.
I want that- I want-
That is for when I take a shit
Yeah.
or I'm at work. That's
I've made a
it.
decision.
Go on.
I want it on my PlayStation.
Yeah.
I want it on TV because
Yeah.
I want to be able to like put some music on and just fucking
So
chill out, kill some people.
Here's the way I'm
go
probably gonna
nuts,
do it.
you know?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do the story
Yeah.
on console. I mean, when they offer review keys out, I'm going to probably say PlayStation because I want the story on PlayStation and play
Yeah,
on
yeah,
screen.
yeah.
But then when I want to just dick around, I want to be on the Switch.
Fair enough.
That's I think the way I'm going to play. Get a forklift and start flipping over cop cars,
Oh,
like, which you can do in the game.
I want to do that on my big screen when I'm at home.
it's,
But I don't want to miss out on that feeling
people are
when
probably,
I'm at work.
People are probably watching now going,
I want to go on my lunch break.
What the
and they're
hell?
going, oh yeah.
People are probably watching now going, what the hell is American Fugitive? So, give you a bit of context. It is a sandbox style open world game.
It's old GTA.
It's the original Grand Theft Auto, but better.
Yeah.
It's taken what's all good about the new Grand Theft Auto 5, but put it from a top-down perspective with better controls and none of the bullshit phone calls or shit you get through it.
The most recent GTA like that was Chinatown Wars.
Yes.
It's like that, but far better.
Yeah.
There's a story there where you play as a guy who was accused for his father's murder. You break out of prison.
Who cares? You get to kill someone with a rock, and then you get
car,
beaten up by a shop assistant with a rock.
Well, you.
That was fucking
That was the best.
You break into a shop to hold it, or you go into a shop to hold it up, and you can choose your weapon.
Yeah, you choose the weapon.
And I chose the rock, and
his weapon of choice for the whole.
It gives you a percentage chance. Yeah, bear in mind this rock had killed 3 cops. This rock was a beat.
It's seen some shit.
We're talking level 4 rock. This was end game rock. And I got into the store, hold it up, and it gives you percentage chance. It is like rock was like 10%, a gun's like 70%. I chose the rock, and it says you've been overpowered, and they took my rock. They kicked me out, and they took my rock.
This fucking receding hairline motherfucker in the shop
took all this shit.
Just took Lewis apart,
threw your
chucked
ass on
him
the
out.
floor.
He's like, I'm keeping this rock.
And what's best was you couldn't get back in the store because
You weren't allowed back in, yeah.
I lost that rock.
That poor rock, mate. He's still out
Brilliant
there
game.
Yeah,
Absolutely
very fun.
brilliant game. Cannot wait.
If you
for
like
that
classic
one.
GTA, definitely check out American Fugitive.
Honestly, if you like any GTA prior to 4, then you'll enjoy this game because it has that sort of silly, who gives a fuck kind of style.
That's stupid things like time trials in there. There's like car time trials in there. There's
Yeah.
different car challenges in there. But there is a story that if you actually follow the story, there's a story.
Well, of course,
going on.
GTA 3 had a great story.
But never once, not once did I played a demo for 20, 25 minutes. Not once.
Probably more.
But not once did it
Half
say,
hour.
not once was an arrow going, story this way, go here, do that. It looked
No,
literally,
just go for it.
there was a marker on the screen. I could see the arrow pointing on the minimap
Yeah.
where the story marker was.
What it did was it took that joy, that fun that the original GTAs did, and went, that's what we're playing with.
Yeah.
Yeah, the new ones like to do edginess. No, you can keep your edginess. We're going to go back to the pure joy and fun of the old games.
Do what you want.
I mean, the trailer, for example, has a Corvette-style car jumping over a fucking police station. Like,
I mean,
that just sums the game up.
Yeah.
That literally sums
I don't know
up.
if you guys watch Nakey Jakey on YouTube.
No.
Does good sort of videos about games and stuff. It's all kind of a weird sort of comic style, but he's good. And he talked about Rockstar Games after Red Dead 2 came out, which he was really excited for. And he talked about how you go back to 3 and Vice City and whatnot. When you're given a mission, you can go about it how you want to go about it. It's like this is the mission accomplished somehow.
Yes.
But you go 4 onwards, especially in Red Dead and GTA 5, it's like you have to do exactly how the game wants you to do the mission.
Yeah.
And American Fugitive is like back to the old school.
Yeah.
Do it how you want to do it, you know?
Definitely.
It's
and
open,
we'll see you at the end with a beer.
Yeah, exactly.
Well done, mate. You made it.
So yeah, jump on it. Definitely jump on it if you're interested in those kind of games. Next up, Risk of Rain 2. Now, Risk of Rain 2 released in early access about 6 weeks ago. People have been loving it. It's one of the highest rated games on Steam. It's one of the most highest downloaded games on Steam at the moment. So do you know original Risk of Rain?
No.
So original Risk of Rain, it was a co-op roguelike game where you could play on your own or people, and you kind of jumped into the world, you killed people, you collected the stuff, you leveled yourself up, and you went further and further and further and further. Risk of Rain 2 kind of come out of nowhere. They were very much, it's like a Nintendo announcement. They went, it's Risk of Rain 2. Oh, it's available now in early access.
Oh, okay.
People are loving the game. It's they're given a confirmed released window, and it's release window is
I don't recognise it.
spring
I've never seen
2020.
it.
So I got to Risk of Rain very late, and I didn't finish Risk of Rain. I jumped on it because I think it was like $3.79 on PlayStation. So I gave it a go then, and Risk of Rain 2 come out of nowhere. Like I said, I haven't played it yet. I do want to play it, but now you guys have got PCs. It's a game because it is a 4-player.
We can play it
co-op
together,
game.
yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's a game I'll be up playing together with your brother as well. I doubt
Or
we'd get
maybe
keys
some
for it,
of
but
our
patrons, yeah.
Oh, God, no.
Okay, no, sorry guys.
It's
Especially
yeah,
not you,
it's
Brian.
I think it's 15 quid in early access at the moment. But yeah, it's got
I just love singing the hate. It's just, you do it so well, man. You
It's
do
got
it
confirmed-
so well.
Well, look at him.
is.
You know he's out there. Oh,
Yeah, I know he's out there.
Gets under my skin, you know, just knowing he's out there.
Is it because he's better looking than you?
I think so.
I mean,
I think it is.
That's why I'm annoyed at everyone. I'm angry at the world, you know, except for you, Lewis, obviously.
Obviously.
But no, it's got a confirmed release window, as in full
Fought so
release,
badly.
out of early access on the
Oh my god.
spring 2020, and it's developed by Hopu Games, and it's published by Gearbox Publishing. Just price.
Oh, alright, okay.
On your little fart there, did you hear about the going back to our Princess Bride and Andre the Giant? His famous on-set 16-second long fart.
I have heard of
And
this, yes.
and the director said afterwards, "Oh, are you all right?" And Andre the Giant went, "I am now, boss."
What a hero.
What a fucking legend!
Rip in peace.
And the final piece,
So down with the kids.
That's right, homie.
final piece of news is
Your Back to the Future T-shirt on.
yeah.
I mean, decide how old are you, man?
You know,
You weren't alive when that came out.
I wasn't
He
alive
wasn't.
when most things came out.
That's true.
I think you'll find most of human history happened before I was born. So
You just had shit from then onwards.
exactly.
Final piece of news is a game Dan's excited about. I know that, and it's Black Sad. Black Sad has got a release window, and that is for September this year. It's coming to PlayStation, Xbox One, and PC. Do you know what Black Sad is? Black Sad is a dark detective game that takes you into the dark underbelly of New York, shall we say. The twist here is you play as a cat detective. And am I right in saying all the NPCs are anthropomorphic?
Anthropomorphic.
No. Let him say it.
Anthropomorphic.
Oh, damn
Sorry,
it.
I'm
You
sorry.
gave it to him before then.
Am I right in saying
sorry.
that? Is this the
Yes.
one?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
all the people in the world that you interact with are anthropomorphic. And you play as this. You play as John Blacksad, who's this detective, a little bit like a Luther style detective.
And he's a cat.
Takes no nonsense. He's a cat.
Cat
He's a
man.
big old cat.
Yeah.
Takes no nonsense, and he's basically trying to get rid of the corrupt shit.
What is it?
in-
Point and click? What is it?
No, it's third person. I don't know if it's.
Action
It's
detective.
detective
And
game.
what?
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Ooh. I don't know this answer. I tried to find details on it.
Yeah.
It's a third person detective adventure game, is what they're billing it as.
I don't think it goes as far as
Interesting.
LA Noire in that part. I think it definitely heads more towards the point and click side. But it's not point and click.
No.
I mean,
So
as
it's
it,
some
as
kind
it
of
in-
hybrid, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds.
But-
Sounds cool.
It,
Yeah.
it comes from a Spanish graphic novel.
Yes. Yep.
Well, to be
and-
honest,
And
it's from a graphic novel.
the
I'm more
story,
interested.
the story is really dark and
Yeah.
sinister, and it is does play.
It's rated 15, which kind of gives it a clue that
Yeah.
it will be more adult.
Did you guys ever play Wolf Among Us?
Yes.
Is it that was kind of like anthropomorphic animals, New York, detective, dark sort of stuff? I know that is point and click, but
Yeah.
is it that kind of like tone?
I mean, they
Far more animalistic.
yeah.
Oh,
in,
okay.
their view of it. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not just they are animals.
Okay.
Yeah, there isn't a sort of he is a wolf.
And it is a.
Yeah.
And
It
they
is
did
very much
reiterate
an animal.
on the press release we got this week. They did reiterate that it is a story-driven detective game. So there is
Right.
very much you're playing through a story
Yeah.
that they want you to play for as a detective. It's not more of an open-world detective game where you're going around and doing this and
Yeah.
that. Like, I suppose, like LA Noire, I suppose, which
Yeah.
is more open-world. Yeah.
I've been quite interested in this one in a while because of the graphic style of it.
Yeah. It does.
It
It does
is-
look unique.
Yeah.
I'll look it up after this.
Yeah.
If it looks great.
As soon as I saw the cover of it after Dan recommended it to me ages ago,
Yeah.
it looked very much like Luther, but as a cat. Like that was literally the best way to describe it. I was like,
Yeah,
this
no,
is
I'd go with that.
Luther
Yeah.
as a cat.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So yeah, Black Sad. Definitely check out what the trailer was playing up there now. Now the final topic we're going to go on to.
I need to pee once you tell what it is.
Is there a podcast moment?
Just go
right.
for P now.
All right. Okay.
Do you want to stop the?
So the final topic this week is going to see. There's been lots and lots and lots of talk about next gen consoles. Like tons of talk. I've seen it on YouTube. I've seen it on
loads,
blogs
yeah.
everywhere. Leaks, no leaks, all this stuff.
Well, we've got all the
We
new
are-
switches they're talking about.
Yeah. Well, Nintendo have come out and said that there is no hardware being announced or coming to E3 whatsoever.
No,
But,
they'll wait till halfway through the generation and bring one out.
Well, they've got
The,
Pokemon coming out, so why would you
yeah.
do that
Yeah.
when you can then
Yeah.
pimp new ones out next
But
year?
they,
and get the sales up for that year.
But basically, So we taking Nintendo aside. We're talking about PS5 and Xbox One because they are effectively.
It can't be Xbox One.
So Xbox
It'll
whatever
have a
it is.
completely different
Xbox
name.
2.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think so.
But they
Xbox.
are.
Don't go for a noise.
I want to call it Xbox On, just as a nod to the people who got the.
Or the next one will be called
first.
Xbox O.
Yeah. But no, we're basically talking about
One
PlayStation
on O.
5.
No, I was just thinking, isn't O the name of an S&M porno book?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Isn't it the stories of O?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But no,
of course I don't know.
PS5 and
no, it's
Xbox 2, whatever it is. So they are probably going to be announced this year. I'd be amazed if they're not announced this year at some point. So we're going to guess. Have a little competition, because you like doing competition. We've not done this for a while.
Are you betting?
We normally do, yeah, we'll do pizzas.
I'm not betting because
Betting Hot Czar.
We'll do pizzas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because we found out about this 2 minutes before the start of the podcast.
That's a good point, actually.
If I knew we were
Mine
betting
are
on this,
shitty
I would have
guesses.
put.
Okay.
I would have put some time
Pride.
into this. But
Pride
I
is at stake.
literally just.
How about we bet something really small?
Bragging rights.
What? No.
No.
Something physical. I'm not hippie.
Beer.
I'm not hippie.
Beer? Should we bet beer?
Let's bet a beer on
for
it.
one podcast.
Better beer.
Yeah, bet
beer for a
Beer
podcast.
for
yeah.
a podcast.
So what we need to do is we need to come up with, or you need to have a guess at three
It
things
is a
for
guess.
each
It really is a
for
guess.
each console. The release month of that console. Now we can't have the same, obviously.
I
That's
won't
fine.
win on that one.
The release price in pounds for that console.
Okay, and the closest, obviously.
The closest obviously wins that one. It's not necessarily bang on because they might come out and say like 479 or something like that. And a launch title that is going to be announced in the launch lineup for that game. Not so much the sorry, my phone is going. The
That's
launch.
the name of the new Xbox.
Yeah,
Xbox.
It's because I said launch, and it's when you say launch.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The launch title for
Let's
that
say it
game.
again.
So no, I'll just write it over because it's now in.
I'm
not
sorry,
say
I've
no.
seen yours. I just find that hilarious. But go on.
So yeah, so should I kick off because
You
I've
kick
done
off
one.
because
So
you threw this on us
yeah,
just before the
so
start of the
PS5, I've said PlayStation 5
Yeah.
will release November 2020.
Classically Xbox's release month. But
See,
okay.
I honestly didn't know. I knew it was around that time. I didn't know that was
I
set
don't believe a word of this. But go on.
And I've said that Xbox will release September 2020 before
Okay.
PlayStation.
So they've
Daniel.
swapped them around basically.
Yeah,
He
you-
swapped. Well, I'm going to stick with what PlayStation and Xbox
Always do.
classically do. Is that PlayStation will launch in September and Xbox
2020?
will launch in November.
2020?
No, he says month. We don't have to have year there. Thank you very much.
Fair
The
enough.
deal was
Fair
state the
enough.
month.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the wild card here.
You are the wild card, and I love this.
For Xbox, I put February. And
JRPG month.
I put February 2020. And,
I do love the fact you went Xbox, the machine that isn't known for JRPGs at all because they don't do them really.
Yeah, well,
And that is when
to be
Xbox
fair,
will release.
they don't know what they're doing.
Blue Dragon. Blue Dragon's a good show.
They haven't know what they're doing since 360. Let's be honest.
so they've just got bucket February.
Yeah, since the initial launch.
We're going to miss the entire Christmas period.
And you think PlayStation 5's coming this year?
I'm saying December 2019. Wild card, bitches.
See, I have no issue with him saying that PlayStation's coming this year. I do have issue with December, but I have no issue with you thinking that PlayStation will come this year.
Not
I
in a million
think you
years.
might be right.
Well, they're not announcing it until November because they're going to announce it at PSX, which
Yeah,
is in
but
November.
imagine that.
Yeah, but imagine announcing
Imagine,
and launching.
hey, motherfuckers, you can just buy it next month. So
Yeah.
But then also you're going to have a lot of people who won't, like parents who won't be able to afford it because they didn't plan to save it.
They don't give a shit.
that's not how it works.
That isn't how it works. They will credit card the fuck out of
Because
that.
their kids will hate them otherwise.
Do you honestly think it's coming this year?
Whatever.
They've whatever.
You know, I'm loosey goosey about it. I'm
Okay.
a wild card.
Rip.
All right.
Look at him with his kids' words.
So price of the console.
Okay, yeah, go on.
Um,
what have you got?
This is.
What have you
Now
got,
this is a tough one,
Lewis?
because Xbox was smashed last time for releasing at 550 quid. Was that right?
Holy fuck, was
550
it really
with
450?
450
I'd say
with
550 doesn't sound right.
with Connect, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
which is what.
And
I'm
people
for.
hated it so much.
Mandatory Connect,
And
yeah.
That's what I
PlayStation
got.
was
Shit.
400, 399 PlayStation
Yeah.
without Connect. I actually think PlayStation 5 is going to come out at 500 quid. I think they're going to
I
come
put
out
the exact
very
same
expensive. PlayStation 3 was super expensive.
But you know what? I've got a reason behind mine. It's the only one I have a reason for.
I've got PlayStation at 500 quid as well.
Here's my reason. PS5 will actually have more hardware technically,
I think you're right.
whereas Xbox will be purely download. they'll have disc drives, and it'll be backwards compatible. They've announced.
Okay, so I'm about to shock you with my next bit, but go on.
Okay, yeah, I think so. I think PS5 will be technically more hardware, hence it's more expensive because it's more cost to manufacture.
So you're talking about the drives and all of
Exactly,
that.
yeah.
But there's rumours it apparently has,
And it will have the VR built in.
what's all this? This annoys me.
Go on.
The whole they got, was it called ray line tracing or something? Have you seen
Ray
this?
tracing.
Ray
Ray
tracing.
tracing's sick as fuck.
Yeah, have you seen
Yeah.
the first game people go in and show off ray tracing? Minecraft.
What?
Have you not seen these videos of people doing the
Surely
Minecraft
you've seen the Battlefield ray tracing.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, incredible.
Yeah.
But I'm like, why are you sure? It's like when I come out and
Because
say 4K
Minecraft
assets.
is the biggest selling game of all time.
To be
Second,
fair,
second biggest
the
selling.
problem in Minecraft is it's actually really good. So
Unlike my time.
It's like a
at
restricted
Porsche.
game of
Yeah.
Porsche. It's like a restricted game of Porsche.
what the
No,
fuck
no,
would you
it's-
know, mate?
Yeah, you
In
have
10 hours of Minecraft, I'd have built a huge castle. And I'd be a millionaire. It'd be amazing. It'd be
Yeah.
great.
So we're all saying
My
500 quid
redstone would be
PlayStation.
fucking eating the shit out of everything
I'd
you've
have
done
crazy
ever.
machines doing stuff.
I'd have
you
a
know?
fucking Game Boy working, a real Game Boy
Exactly,
you could play
yeah.
Pokemon on.
Have
You
you
can
guys?
actually do that in
I know,
Minecraft. Can you do
absolutely,
that in
yeah.
My Time at Porsche?
No.
I'm not that far into it. So you could do.
Minecraft is
Oh,
incredible,
so sorry.
yeah.
Yes, no. I actually had 500 for the PS4 as well.
So
I've got it written.
we've all got
PS5,
500
sorry.
Yeah,
PS5,
all
yeah.
got 500.
Okay.
wish I'm willing
Xbox.
to pay.
I put Xbox at 400 quid because I think Xbox cannot come out expensive. I think
Okay.
they're,
I agree.
they're already
What have you
fighting
got?
an uphill battle.
I've got the Xbox are going to come out at 600.
Holy fuck! Not a chance.
No, right.
I can see where he's
Not
going to
a
go with
chance.
this.
But Xbox is going to be far more powerful than the PlayStation 5. PlayStation 5, you're going to have your disc drives, you're going to have all of this lot. But the Xbox is actually going to be the cutting edge
I think
of PC.
irrelevant.
And they're going to merge it.
I think irrelevant. I think you got to remember this is the console market. This isn't the PC market. I think
No.
compared to, you look at the last launch, they're going to be like, well, fuck, we need to go cheap. Otherwise, we're going to get fucked again.
No, I don't think they will at all, because remember when Xbox came out and PlayStation and people were like, no one's ever going to pay 50 quid for a game. No, sorry, no one's ever going to pay 40 quid for a game. Now everyone goes out and pays 60 quid for a game because they come out at $59.99
true.
and everyone accepts it. They think that's how much it is. I
But
think
that's
Xbox
gradual.
are going to come out.
That's thousands of games a year. That isn't
No,
like,
no, wait,
here's a game
wait.
every 5 years.
Because what they're going to do is they're going to come out and go, this is 600 quid for an Xbox, but your games are going to stay at 40 to 50 quid. Whereas PlayStation are going to up the price of their games. And people are going to go, hang
with
on,
you.
I can get this game this cheap. Oh,
I
look,
can-
it's
I
on
get
it at all.
PlayStation Store,
I can
get
see
it this.
PlayStation games
It
going
makes
up
logical
65
sense.
to 70 quid.
It makes.
Huh?
I can see PlayStation games going up to 65 to 70 quid.
Yeah.
I think you're making
And I think
complete logical
Xbox
sense.
games are gonna
and
be
I
cheaper.
agree that is a smart move on both parts, but that's why I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think Xbox is smart enough.
I think Xbox are, because they were so burnt by the one. They were so burnt by it. They
True.
were so screwed
That's
over.
exactly why I think.
Which is why they've got rid of the disc drive, and they've gone
Yeah.
purely
I-
that it's going to be
that's
downloaded.
only-
It saves them
I've put my
thousands and
price
millions
as
and
450.
billions.
I would be amazed if there will still be a edition with a disc drive. Otherwise, the backwards compatibility is kind of shot because people who've got it on
Well,
discs.
no.
Well, they do the
They'll
different
do
kind
the
of
store.
backwards compatibility, don't they? They don't do the same thing.
You just do it as a download
But they also do. But how do you show? I bought this game in 2001. I've got it on disc.
because
How do I
you've
do that
got
now,
your
later?
Xbox account, and it'll show what games
But
you
then
have.
say you swap the count, for example.
Well,
people
then
have
you're
got
fucked.
different
well,
accounts.
then you're fucked. That's your
I
problem
still
to
think
swap
there
the
is an
account.
edition
I actually
that has a
prefer-
disc drive.
I like the fact that the PS5 will supposedly have a disc drive for backwards compatibility because maybe it's an old hat idea now, but I think that's great that I can play my PS4 games on there.
Yeah.
I'm
You,
not,
hang on. You think your discs are going to be backwards compatible?
yeah. No, I've heard it's the same architecture in the
you're
PS5.
so-
Yeah,
cute.
I've heard they put a disc in, but you're downloading
It's
a
just a
digital
key.
version of it,
You're
but
downloading
Yeah,
it
but
again.
either way,
Yeah.
I still have
You
my
can put a
games.
disc in and you can download it. You haven't got to have it saved on the. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
No. You do have to download it to the drive.
Yeah, no. But say for example, I could give him a disc. He could take the disc home. He doesn't have to have it pre-installed on his account, and then it will download it. So he hasn't got to buy it digitally. Is what he's trying to say.
Basically, any PS4 game
Oh,
is
yeah.
still open to
Yeah.
me as an option.
Yeah.
It's not something I have to have two consoles plugged in. I've already got two plugged in.
No, you won't.
I've got
No,
three
no.
plugged in.
But when you put your disc in, you're not playing it from the disc.
No.
You're going to download the whole thing.
But let's say, I've got all my games, obviously. I can download all my games.
Yeah.
Which I want so much. Please have that. But, I can buy a PS4 game still.
From
and then put it in
And that's something that it's really irritating for me because, like, I want to play my PS3 games, but I want to play my PS4.
Yes.
Because that's my better setup. It's my better TV, better sound system. It sucks that I have to play. I'm forced to play them on another system. I'm not forced, really. I could set up both of them, but I have my PS3 in my bedroom as a sort of solution for smart TVs and stuff because I hate smart TVs. And I play mine in there, and it's like a good TV, but sounds kind of crap, and it's like old,
So what would you price the Xbox at?
I put 450.
450.
Yeah.
So you think they're going to go cheaper?
I think they definitely will go cheaper.
Yeah.
I think they're going to...
I think we're going to see a higher disk space, higher hard drive space.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
On the Xbox, I think we're going to see so much more stuff in there that is expensive.
But I think
they're going to jump that way.
I think they're going to risk going cheaper to sell more consoles than PlayStation.
I think they're going to push the other bit. I think they're going to say, yeah, you could buy your cheap one with your old crappy disk drive. Who plays that anymore? Seriously, what you want is the cutting edge in gaming technology.
I just don't believe
this has the best high end, how to get your gaming online, playing with other people.
That's not how
they're going to go for it. I think they've got different people. I think
I'll believe when I see it.
They went for you can play your TV on it, and everyone just went, hang on, but PlayStation's for the gamers. And I think
that was
they
such
were
a good
so
reveal for
burned.
That was so
that
good.
I mean, that was genius by
That
PlayStation.
was
marketing,
amazing.
PlayStation.
Remember that video of this share games on PlayStation?
Yeah. So the last one for each console is to guess a launch title. So a game that is going to release alongside the console. I have put in Spider-Man 2 for PlayStation.
I love the idea that that's a launch one. I'm sorry.
It's potential to be a launch one, but I don't think it'll be done by then.
I don't think it'll be a launch one.
It won't be done by then. It'll come out after.
Well, because I think PlayStation is coming next year, so which gives it 2.5 years.
But it won't be launch.
I don't think Spider-Man will be a launch title.
And Halo Infinity is my choice for Xbox.
I've also put Halo for Xbox because that's all they have.
I was thinking about
that is their biggest thing.
Well, no, like Lewis said, for a start, there's Forza Horizon,
Yeah.
which will come out at that time.
But it's not.
And you know they love to show off a Porsche at the launch events of their consoles. So,
But
you know, they'll be going that way.
As good as Forza is, it's not as big as Halo.
Halo
Halo
does hold that sort of bit to it.
I would say Halo used to hold that now.
Oh no, I'd say Halo's not nowhere near as good as it used to be. But people still think, oh, maybe this one will bring us back to Halo 3.
This is their you pull them in one. This is
Yeah.
Halo is the game. But it's why Mario comes out and you're like, got to have that for Mario or Zelda or all of that shit. It works in the same sort of way.
So go on, what's your PlayStation?
Well, to be honest, I'm very tired, so I really, really thought this was a joke. So I've decided it's Jak and Daxter, the new Jak and Daxter.
The new Jak and Daxter, they're back. Jak and Baxter.
Do you know why? Because they brought out Knack when they launched this one, which was a joke. It was shit. But they like to have the kids game.
Yeah.
The one that's fun. And I think they're going to revert back to the original Jak and Daxter. Before they tried to make Jak and Daxter Grand Theft Auto.
Was that Naughty Dog?
No. Jak and Daxter?
Jak and Daxter wasn't it?
I thought it was Naughty Dog.
Wasn't Jak and Daxter Naughty Dog?
I'm thinking of Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
That's Insomniac.
That's Insomniac, yeah. I
you're
reckon we're going to see a new Jak and Daxter to get kids into PlayStation 5.
Well,
why not?
I came very close just right for both of them. Some tech demo bullshit.
What was it? Rome?
Rise.
Rise, Son of Rome.
Yeah. And The Order.
That wasn't a launch title.
That wasn't a launch title.
Wasn't it?
No, that was like a year after.
Oh, I thought it was.
No, it just felt like it.
I put The Last of Us 2.
I was tempted to put that.
I would say that, apart from the fact that one of the voice actors was in recently just doing the voices for it. So
and also the fact that they've wrapped filming on it.
Yeah.
It's done.
How can they have both of that happen?
No, they tweeted on Wednesday, put an emotional message saying filming is wrapped on Last of Us.
Filming is it's not the whole thing though.
No, it's done. They've done, all they've got to do now is program it into the game. The filming is
filming.
But
the game isn't.
The game's
but what it does mean is that they're very close to that end point now.
I think it'll be on both. but I think you'll get the whole better
So
on PS5.
unless PS5 does launch in
like,
November,
yeah,
Last of Us 1.
yeah.
unless PS5 does launch in November, there's no way it's going to take that long for them to have it out, and they know it's way too important and way too critical.
They're still saying 2019 for Last of Us.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Last of Us 2, they're still saying 2019.
That'd be surprising if they do.
I don't think it will be. But
anyway, that's what I've got. I've written it down, so that's what
Nice.
I'll go with. Yeah.
Dan, Xbox.
Oh yeah,
Anthem 2.
I said Gears of War 6.
Gears of War
I actually
6.
said Gears of
Fair
War 5
enough.
because I forgot they'd already done 5.
Well, it's not done. It's out this
It's
year.
out this year.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck it, Gears of War 5, why not? Let's just...
Sure.
It's going to be some sort of Gears of War, or... I mean, I would have said Halo, but I knew you guys would go for Halo.
Yeah,
So it's going to be
Gears
one
of
of
War
those...
is their only other major thing for me. I
Gears
know
of
Gears
War-
of War was
thought-
great.
Gears
gonna
of War
guarantee
is
to get-
the reason I bought a 360.
Wow.
And I've loved it. I
Yeah.
absolutely... Gears of War, the first one was
I
brilliant.
think I was
Number
the
2
same,
was
actually.
great.
Never touched it.
I really...
I didn't have a 360, so...
I played it around
They
a
are
friend's
brilliant.
house. I played the first one around a friend's house, Carl, and we played it the whole way through.
Well, that's what
Yeah.
I
We
did.
started playing like 10 at night, and we finished at like 3 in the morning, and I was like, oh my god,
That's how
probably,
I played
that's
Halo
probably
3.
one of the best things I've ever played in my
Well,
life.
that was it.
Yeah.
I
Went home and
round-
was like, Mum,
I
need
went
to get
round
this. I need
Luke's.
this.
I went round Luke's and me and him played the first bit, and we had that big spider thing come out. And that
Yeah.
point, then his missus came home, and we were like, "Oh, we've got to stop now, fucking hell!" And I went home and went, "How much money's in my bank? Right, I'm going to buy the arcade version
Yeah.
of the
Oh,
Xbox.
wow, I remember that.
Like the cheapest fucking
20
and-
gig.
Was it
and
arcade?
gigs.
It was arcade
Yeah,
regular.
arcade,
and elite.
arcade
yeah.
had no memory. It had the little memory card
Yeah.
bit.
Oh, yeah,
I was
it
like,
did, didn't it?
"Fuck it," because I want to play Gears.
And you had to buy 20 gig memory things
Yeah.
to go on top of it.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
did.
'Cause
Afterwards.
the Elite only came with 120 gig.
Well, that was a lot.
That was a
beginning,
fucking
yeah.
shit ton. That was
PlayStation
like, whoa.
came with what, 60 gig, I think? At the
It launched at
beginning?
40. It launched with 40.
Yeah.
Holy
40
fuck.
and 60, I think, were the two
Yeah.
models.
So
But,
yeah, that was a lot back in the day.
so I reckon we're going to see another Gears of War launch title.
We'll
to
see.
push this game with. But to be honest, I actually don't believe that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you've been quite facetious for all your answers.
Well,
so.
you're just sitting there and going, okay, when are these going to come out? Well, they're going to come out in the same launch window as always.
Well, they're going
A
to come out in
couple of
February
months
2020 and
February,
December 2019.
during
thank you very much.
JRPG season.
Yeah.
Give me
Yeah,
a massive
sorry, Tom's
curveball.
got this
I
right.
do think Xbox is at least next 2020 because I think the X was too soon. And but PlayStation
Fuck the X. Fuck
PlayStation
the Pro.
could
I don't
come
give a fuck
out.
shit.
this year. There could be. I honestly think there could be a 9-month gap between them.
No.
That would be, I think, a mistake on PlayStation's part.
I think so as well.
Because I think
That
Xbox,
gives them 9 months.
But
so
I think
much
what they've
time.
got
But
wrong.
I think
This is what they've
Xbox.
got wrong
I think
with.
Xbox can go. Yeah, we're just going to sit back on this one. We've lost this console race anyway. Just wait another year and you can get R1 when we've learned what PlayStation done wrong.
I don't want them to out of sync though is the thing. I really bummed
I
if they're all
don't
out
think
of
they will.
sync.
I think we're going to see them around the same sort of period again. I think PlayStation will launch first, and I think Xbox will go second. And I think the reason for that is because they'll swap what they did last time. Because Xbox went, "Hey, look, here's our stuff," and PlayStation went, "Ha ha ha ha!
Yeah.
You may have a better console, but we've got a far better marketing department."
Yeah.
And we haven't forced people to buy that shitty little camera that you did no fucking games for.
Because no one wanted it. They were like, "Oh, should we come here doing games for this?"
Yeah.
No.
Well, I was quite excited by what the potential of what it could do,
But
but they didn't do
it was
anything.
already
with it.
old technology by that point.
Yeah, but just imagine they mixed that with a VR helmet. I wouldn't need my
they
shitty
should
gun
have done,
controls.
really.
They should have,
I mean,
but they
that's-
should have done
that's
so
the-
much more.
That's the smart move that PlayStation did by using their already
Crappy
PlayStation
yeah,
free.
they
Xbox,
use their
but-
move
Yeah.
technology to build it to VR and it works great. So
Yeah.
they should have done the same thing.
That's going to wrap up.
There you go.
That's what I was
Is
saying.
it-
That's
is
going to
it-
wrap up the
is that wrapping
podcast.
up?
That's wrap up
I
this
don't think it is. Me
podcast.
and Tom are ready to keep going.
We've
Let's
got
keep
patrons.
going.
We've got patrons. So
No, we don't
I'll
talk
fight
to
for that.
them anymore, do we, Tom?
To be honest,
if you
Brian
wanna
has done my
hear-
head in this podcast. I've had enough of him, honestly.
If you want to hear Dan and Tom go at it, then $1 a month over on
Hang on, what are we talking about now?
Patreon.com/Indecredible.
You know what you're
Um,
doing.
Hang on, do you remember he said hear them? You don't get the video
No.
unless you're in the top dog.
It's a lot of
tier.
wet slapping. That's all you're hearing.
Oh god! But no, this has been the Indie Critical Podcast, guys. A week's show we get to go and chat about the world of indie gaming. If you enjoyed it and you're watching the video, why not give it a little like? If you have enjoyed it and you listen to the audio version, then give us a little review. Especially if you're on iTunes, it really does help us out, move up those rankings, and that helps other people find us. We love doing this, and we want to get it to as many people as we can. We feel like we cover indie games pretty well.
I'm
We
actually
do okay.
not sure if we cover indie games very well, but we do have a good chat for an hour.
Yeah, we do.
There
Yeah,
are
we
indie
do.
games in there.
Yeah.
But no, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for watching, listening, whatever you chose to do. If you do want to follow me, see me play some Gwent or anything else, come and stop by at What's Up Woody on Twitch or on Twitter. That's the other one. You can find Tom do absolutely nothing over on Twitter. And
I do stuff on
Twitch now?
Oh, that's right.
PC?
Oh, nah.
Nah. So you see Tom do absolutely nothing over on.
Actually, that's not
Profit.
true.
Find me on
Because
Steam.
every now and again, you will catch him over on the Dice Bear when I'm live streaming, but I won't tell him that it's happening.
Yeah. Or we can find Dan at the Dice Bear, or just type the Dice Bear in Google, and you'll be on Twitch soon.
He's everywhere.
I will be on Twitch, and I will be back with videos, with board game bits, with all sorts of great.
And you're doing
stuff.
an indie game special day, aren't you? One day.
I am doing one day every week. You will get a special indie game I'm playing, from old to new.
Is that
all
in
of
the
the
nude?
Cool. Is that in the nude?
You're naked for that stream, aren't you?
I'm naked for every stream.
Yeah. And you just have a
Under
bear
his clothes,
font.
yeah.
One of those fonts.
No,
that
that's
says a
not
bear.
naked, mate.
That's technically right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's talking balls sticking to the seat, you know.
That's right.
Okay.
Cracking
So yeah, that's where you can find us, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. Patreon, stick around because we are going to go chat to you guys now for about 6 minutes.
6 minutes.
If you want to go catch that 6 minutes of absolute goodness, then patreon.com/incredible $1 a month, $10 a month gets you a t-shirt and a pin. Thanks for stopping by, guys, and until next week, you stay incredible.
Bye.
See ya.